Hello again, I am Jim Bob. Welcome back to another episode of Jimsville. And as you can see, I've added a little bit of extra sort of zoning over here. Put down some basic kind of grid work to connect a new area for our farm and our logging district over here, because we are still having massive problems. The biggest problem is that we just don't have any workers at all. I mean, look, we've got 16 vacancies for uneducated workers. We've got 2 well-educated workers and 1 highly educated worker that we don't require. And all of these businesses are just constantly failing because there aren't enough people that don't have an education to come and work on these farms, basically. And we are losing a few workers over here as well. Again, you can see we've got quite a lot of demand for uneducated workers. So I've built this little zone over here basically just to provide the uneducated workers that are needed, mainly in the farm district, but also partially in our logging district as well. If we look on this building here, you can see we've got 13 people. There's 1 job available, but all the people that work here are overqualified. So by putting this grid work down here, it'll allow us to put in a little zone, and let's go ahead actually and apply a zone to it. So start here, push out a little bit like this. Basically just cover this area like this with our new district, and this district is going to have a schools out policy. So very few people are going to go through higher education, and even fewer are going to go through to the ultimate form of education with university. It's basically going to be basic schooling, and that's it at most. And I'm only going to put in a couple of elementary schools. I'm probably not even going to put in a high school, but we are going to need some other services. So let's put in a clinic or 2. I kind of want most of this to be sort of residential with a little bit of commercial around here, and this is also where some of our service buildings are going to go, where there's good road access. I think opposite the park would be a good place for our medical surgery, so let's drop that in just there. Let's also put in a cemetery over here as well, so we can find a good spot for it. That'll do. And of course we need to have one of these nearby as well. Usually handy to have them on the same stretch of road opposite or next to. So I'll drop that just there. Then if I do need to empty into there, it's a very quick shuttle route. Let's get in a police station, and we're not expecting a massive amount of people over here, so just a standard sized police station will do. I think if I drop that there, that's a fire department, but it's the same thing. Let's get a small police station next to it, like that. There we go. Education. I did say I wanted a elementary school. Not a huge amount of coverage, as you can see, which is good. I don't want massive amount of coverage, because not everybody's going to be able to work. People on this side are more likely to go over there, hopefully. So let's put the elementary school on this section just down here. In fact, let's put in the playground next to it first, because that might be able to sit a little bit further off. Yes, it does. There we go. Now I can put the elementary school in next door to our playground. There we go. Those 2 tie together quite nicely. Let's put in some of the other stuff that we're going to want over here as well. Let's get a plaza in and a small park over here, and that sits really nicely just there, like that. Plaza. Just get a little plaza with trees. I want to try and stick that probably on there, on the main road. Yeah, that looks quite good there. And I think that's all we need for services over here. I do need to connect in some water. So let's put in our water grid. Let's come down a little bit. Well, let's put the grid work in first, so then we can figure out the connection afterwards. There we go. So let's bring that all the way down to there. And just boost that along a touch to there. There we go. And now I can just connect it like that. And then I want a connection running along this edge as well. Like that. Bring that up to about there. Do the same over here. Bit of an overlap there. Let's pull it in, go across one more. Perfect. There we go. Just drive that down there and just push it up a little bit more. Like so. And then I just want another line going off. It's almost right. Just kind of want it to be over one more. Yeah, that'll do. And now just push that up to there. There we go. So we have a connected water system. Now let's add in our zoning. So I want commercial along here. Like that. Block of commercial there, there, and there. That could be all we need, but it probably won't be. Stick some there as well, and we'll stick some just there. Let's start dropping in our residential. Like so. I'm going to save that bit just there because I might put some more. In fact, yeah, we'll go partial on that. So let's go select, and that's half and half. There we go. And now let's turn the other half of that into commercial. There we go. That kind of works. And obviously there's going to be nothing there. Oh, actually, no, there could be something in that square. Like that, because that's on that road. So, yeah, let's see how that spawns in. I can always change things around a little bit. Let's get a power connection to scoot some power over. Just wait for people to start turning up over here now. Already you can see we're starting to get power spawning in these various different places. I can always stick a power connection there actually, it's probably better. Take that one out. Like that. There we go. So we've got power in this district already. That's going to connect up pretty quickly, so I'm not going to bother creating a line. There we go. It's done it already for us. But we should hopefully now start to see people turning up in this district. And just to make sure that they do, as I said, we were going to go with a schools out policy over here. So citizens will prefer working over education, and only a small portion of the eligible citizens will go to study at a university. Well, there isn't one close anyway, but doing that there will certainly help. We don't want education boost for obvious reasons. We will give a parks and rec boost. In terms of city planning, only residents and businesses can use the area for motor vehicles or ban other motor traffic. That'll stop, you know, hopefully farm traffic going through here as maybe some kind of shortcut, and same with the logging trucks. Although there's no reason why they should take that route because it's not really a shortcut. It's kind of a long diversion, but it'll help prevent that. So hopefully as more and more people move in to this little area over here, it will improve our farm area over here, and we can even maybe actually bring in a little bit more farmland in a couple of places. I mean, I'll spot just here. Let's just fill that in. Let's check that's actually covered by the zone. It is. Good. Let's also take that block out there and get rid of these failed businesses to kind of promote a bit of regeneration in the area, and that'll hopefully ease off that sudden little demand that we've got for industry. It should start to go down as more businesses start to pop up in these spaces that we've created over here. So we've got a big old fire there. But again, look, you can just see all these businesses completely failing due to a complete lack of workers. I'm hoping that, you know, Walnut District, which we need to rename, but I'm hoping that this district will help pick up on some of that. I'm not going to put any offices in over here as well, because there's not going to be many people that are actually going to be educated enough to work in them. But let's check out the land value chart. Hopefully that'll start to improve. I figure we can do a little bit more to improve over here, perhaps. I would kind of like this area to look like a little bit prettier than it does in terms of... Well, we've got a lot in there in terms of happiness and stuff, so I'm not entirely sure what I can do to really boost the land value anymore. Everything seems to be pretty good over here in the west coast. All these businesses that were crying out for workers have now failed. Let's take those off again. That'll hopefully promote new growth in this area. Already you can see, look, straight away new businesses jumping in. So now I just need to wait for more people to move in. You can see all these commercial businesses as well, they're not getting enough workers. Another business has failed there. Another one there as well. Take those out. But as people start to move in and start to go through some kind of education, they should hopefully start improving, you know, and feeding these businesses. Let's just take an inspection of one of these. So again, look, they're after uneducated people. There just aren't any people in the area at the moment, or not enough. We have got more businesses popping up, but we need more residential. And there's no demand for it at the moment, which is frustrating. Got lovely space for it, and there are a few houses in here, but there's no real residential surge. Got a couple of people moving in over here. Kind of need that to keep happening in the rest of this area as well. Need more of these housing areas to start filling up. Let's take that piece of road out. Shouldn't be there. There we go. And does that need zoning? Yes, it does. I'm leaving that piece in so I don't have a little square block missing off that corner, like I would normally have just there. Obviously, I've managed to overlap it ever so slightly with this park, but you've seen it before. Like there for example, you'd have that square block that's missing. I've avoided that in that corner by having that little piece of road going across there. So we are seeing a few people starting to move into this new little area. I'm trying to think of a name for it. Let me know in the comments if you have a name suggestion to go along with what we have here. We've obviously got the West Coast, we've got Westbridge Hills and Emerald Valley. These are all farming simulator kind of related names. Kind of like to try and keep that theme going here with this district, but I can't think of a name to call it right now. We have Channington, you know, we have Kanto and Johto from the last naming competition we did a while back. Got Colborough, Thornton. This area needs a name as well, so if you want to come up with a name for that one. And our little hilltop area here kind of needs one as well. So we've got a few little areas that need naming. So if you have suggestions, please do drop them in. I'm really tempted to name this 3 Mile Island just because it's got our nuclear power plants on it. Let me know what you think of that idea, calling this little 3 mile island. We could call it, 300-meter island or something like that. It's not exactly 3 miles, is it? Come on, we need more people moving in. They're slowly starting to eke their way in over here. Finally, we're getting some residential growth. It's taking its time. A lot of these businesses are going to fail initially. You can see we have got traffic coming in, though. That's the other problem as well. The traffic's coming, but it's having to fight its way down this way. Once it's in, it'll stay in. But a lot of traffic is having to sort of, fight its way in through the farm district at the moment, which means it's probably coming off this road here and then trying to feed its way in that way. But this roundabout has definitely helped with the traffic issues, and this is getting very busy along here with traffic working against itself. I think I might have to make this a one-way road. Yeah, let's do that. So let's go into roads. Let's go one way. Upgrade. Just pause in case I'm going the wrong way, which I am. Where is our exit slip road? It's there. So let's make this one way as well. I'm going to have to kind of rejig these roads a little bit. I think what also I'm going to do is I'm going to make getting out of here a little bit easier as well. So, oh, I am on upgrade, aren't I? I can't because that building's on fire, so I'll have to wait for that to go out. But I think that might be all right, that road there. But I'm toying with the idea of making that a little bit longer. We'll see. We'll see how our little one-way network copes once I've finished dropping it in. So we've got one way coming in that way, so that needs to be one way. That needs to be one way, and so does this. Which means so does this. That needs to be two-way, as does that. Might as well make this one-way as well. That needs to be two-way. That's good. That needs to be two-way. This needs to be one-way. So does this. And then so does this. This needs to be one way as well. As does this. Right, so let's go in and start changing road directions. So we've got traffic coming in this way. It's going to split. So some's going to go this way. Some's going to go up this way. So that all works. It's going to get to here. And then it has to go down here. And from there, I want it to feed in. So switch that round. And then come up here. So got that going. Can't see the arrows. That's going the wrong way. So that needs to go that way and that needs to go that way, I think. It's really hard to see. Flip that round and that round. There we go, that's right. All the traffic should feed that way. It does. That needs to flip round. Need to flip this. Some of these road junctions are going to get really busy. This is my concern at the moment. That's going the right way. Flip that. And then let's bring that one down and around that way. And then that needs to flip. And so does that. Alright, I think we are good to go with that. Let's watch the traffic try and sort itself out. So this is going to be a very busy junction with all that traffic kind of merging in there. Which is why I was thinking of making that 3-lane as well. We will lose a little bit of zoning, but... Oops. Upgrade. I can live with that. If it helps for faster sort of traffic moving in and out of that area, I'm all for it. Because at the moment, so we've got 3 different sets of traffic all trying to push into that one area. And it does all seem as though it's all sticking in the centre lane. There's very little other traffic trying to move there. It's only when it gets to the next bit that it starts to separate out. Oh yeah, look at that. It's just a clogged up nightmare. Alright, okay. I have an idea. How about we try and make things a little bit easier? If I bring a road down here like this, change the direction of that road there, and that road there. Let's upgrade this like that. Try and get the traffic merging in a little bit further down. If I take that road out, put in a little bit of 1-lane traffic like that, or you know, single traffic. Probably do with another roundabout here, actually, thinking about it. I've got the space. Yeah, I think another roundabout might be a better option going in just there, but we'll see. I'll keep an eye on this over here. I mean, I think I'm getting a lot of traffic that's wanting to turn back and head back up, no doubt to feed to the rail hub again. Yeah, in reality, we should probably have the traffic routing the other direction. Coming in here, and then routing out this way. That would probably be better. So let's look at doing that instead. Oops, no. I want to go back into roads. Let's go to change road direction. And let's start switching all these roads around. So let's get traffic going the opposite way around. This is the only contentious issue, is, you know, traffic's now going to fight against itself going in and coming out again. I could do a slip road, a bypass route for traffic that doesn't... Well, this is going to be the bypass route, I think, for traffic that doesn't want to use. And then have that feed up that way. That needs to change direction. So does that. So does that. I think that's going to work. Let's flip that. That's 2 lane. This needs to change. Alright, I think we are good to go like that. Well, the traffic's now having a bit of a nightmare trying to turn around and relocate itself. We do have 2 lanes of traffic though, so hopefully some of the traffic will just bypass anyway. Yeah, look, see there. Saw a couple of vehicles just switching lanes. But having businesses along here does potentially cause a bit of an issue. A little bit busy there. Could potentially be a problem. Oh wow, yeah, look at the traffic. So this needs to change. This needs to become 3 lane. Coming out of here. Oh, still on change direction. Now I'm coming into a bit of a problem. So if I pause, let's take that piece of road out. Let's upgrade that piece of road. And go straight. As far as I can, which will be there. And now go back to 2 lane road like that. Just need to change the direction of that piece. And I want to put the noise boards on there. That might help. Having that extra lane to move into might speed traffic up a little bit. Of course, all this other traffic is going to kind of just route into that outside lane anyway, or the inside lane technically, because it's just going to be going around there. There's very little traffic that's going to kind of loop back around again. There's no point. They can't really go anywhere. But it should hopefully ease traffic flow a little bit, I think. Let's see. Oh, this area is building up really nicely now. Still got a few failed businesses, but not as many as before. Still got high demands for commercial. We're getting some more residential coming in. It's not fully filled up this area yet. You can still see there's gaps, like just there. There's a gap there. Gaps along here. Even here. Yeah, there's a gap there. Well, a few gaps along here. Most of this seems to be filled up. Got a gap there. Something could go on the end there as well. More gaps there. And there. And around here we've got, you know, mostly covered around here by the look of it. There's a gap there. So we're starting to get some people filling in these spaces. You can see more buildings are being, you know, erected. There's one there going in. So hopefully this will help solve a little bit of our worker crisis. This is certainly looking a lot better than it did at one point, although it's still getting quite a few businesses that are saying not enough workers. Let's check this one out. Well, they have 3 workers. They didn't have any earlier, so that's an improvement, and they're gone. But yeah, there's definitely room for improvement. See if we can maybe even stretch this area out a bit more. Get even more people in this way. Not bothered about having fancy road networks over here, just want to get people in. So it doesn't matter if the roads are curved or not. I don't want to go too close to the railway. Get noise complaints. It's doing that thing when it's on a hill, isn't it? It's not far enough across. There we go. Take that all the way down to the bottom. And same over here. Just going to need to stretch that out a bit more. Yeah, that'll do. We'll add in a little bit of extra residential for us. So what I might do as well, let's reposition this there, and hopefully I can reposition this across enough to get a bit more road in. I don't know if I can or not. It's probably not going to fit. No, it's still not going to fit. I'll tell you what I can do though is I can just put a little bit of road there, and then there we go, that fills that zoning in there. So I'm going to have to put more plumbing down. Like that. Just stretch that one out just a little bit more to there. There we go. Now we're getting a demand for residential. That's good. Let's fill this area quickly. Just a little concerned about maybe getting a touch too much noise just there by that bit of the railway. So let's just strip that line off there, like that, a block off there, just to give us a little bit of clearance from the railway and cut down on some of the potential noise issues. What else can we do? I need to make sure that they're part of the district. There we go. Take out these failed businesses. There's another one that's failed. Let's just see, what are these guys lacking? Just workers in general. Still not enough people in this area. Well, we are getting some houses pinging, thanks to the parks, etc. that we have. So it's not all bad. What's going in here? There's big house this, look, see, 13 people in this house. No, 16 people. Wow. I said 13, it was actually 17, but it was actually 15. Now we've now got 16 in there. So that's good, that's bringing more people into this area, which is going to help supply more workers for these businesses. So you can see this one here is struggling. One person working there, too highly educated. It's kind of the reason I built this area was to prevent people getting too educated. A few houses starting to pop up in this little extension that I've built. Really trying to maximise this space. I mean, I could even possibly get in a little bit of high-rise, try and cram even more people in, but I don't really want to do that. I want to keep this all low density. I think it would just look, you know, out of place to have a sudden growth spurt of large density buildings. There isn't really anywhere else I can stretch our residential. Although what I can do is I can rezone this area as residential, because the commercial is obviously failing there. Same there. Let's rezone all of that as residential. and this bit here as well. Just really limit how much commercial we've got around here. Hopefully that'll bring in more people. Yep, straight away, look. More businesses, more residents coming into this area here. Two people educated. Number of people in this house has just gone up to 7. These houses are upgrading. This one's just popped. So 12 people there at the moment. Let's see what it ends up as. Nice big extra house. And now we're up to 15 people. Excellent. Another 3 are in there. So these upgrades are definitely going to help expand the number of people here. Still a lot of failed businesses over here. But this traffic seems to be working a little bit better. Seems to be flowing a little bit better now. Now that we've got that initial kind of confusion out the way, where everyone was trying to figure out where they needed to go. Although, again, a little bit busy just here. But better than it was. And you can see we've got a train here at our station. We've actually got some passengers waiting on the line. Everything seems to be working nicely with our rail connection. And we've got a passing loop over at this station here as well, so we don't have any issues with trains stacking up just there. I do get the feeling we're missing a line somewhere. It's hard to see the colours in the day. That's a red train going out of service, or is it an airport train? I think it's an airport train. Yeah, that's the Thornton Airport connection. Which then I think should head out to the west coast. Yeah, it does. There we go. That comes into the west coast. There goes another of our station lines heading out. And you know what? I think I may as well just raise that piece up in the middle. Let's get those trains off it first. Now all the trains are just using it constantly. There we go. Let's pause. We may as well just raise this up because it's all... It's the only little bit that's dipped down in quite a long stretch. So might as well just make it all raised. It'll look better. Go straight and connect. Looks like it's slightly wonky. I know. That's all nice and straight. There we go. More uniform height. Looks a little bit better. How are we looking over here? A little bit busy. We have got quite a few lines coming into this station. And they're all using the same track, by the look of it, the same platform. Come on, Pink, go into this line here. Yes, there we go. And that one's pulling as well. Excellent. So they are kind of getting a little bit held up, but they are using alternate platforms. So we are able to get 2 trains in at once, as you can see here. Yeah, that's coming out quite nicely. It's definitely a massive help to have these 2 different rail hubs. Wow, look at the traffic. Still a problem, but it's no longer congesting everything. It's now just congesting this little bit here, which I'm quite okay with. And, you know, this little bit's fine as well. And our yet to be renamed Walnut District is now looking quite nice. We're still getting a few houses popping in. This one's getting quite a big upgrade, look. It's going up to its 3rd level. Now got 13 people in that one. It's quite a fancy looking little house, that, isn't it? For a small house. Let's check out this one here. Whoa, look at that. We've got 20 people in that house. 20! It's a huge house. And we're still getting more houses pinging. I can hear the arrows pinging. I think we've got a new educated person, or a new person being born in that house. Up to 14 people in there. Yeah, we're getting more people moving in and being born, combined with houses just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So this is actually coming on quite nicely. I mean, look at this one. This here. It's a small little corner house, and already it's almost completed its 3rd upgrade, or 2nd upgrade to level 3. Another house is just upgraded just there. This area's filling up really quickly, so that's good. It's going to give us more workers to start dealing with this issue over here. So this one's got 3 people in there, as opposed to having no people, so it's improved. Let's have a look at this one. This one's got 3 people in. This one's got 4. So they are getting some workers, just not enough at the moment. Maybe I need to... I don't know, is there anywhere else I can maybe put a few houses in here as well? Yeah, let's do that. Let's add a few more houses just off here as well. So, let's drag a road up there, like so. Again, don't want to get too close to the railway line. Wary of the noise issues. Yeah, that kind of works like that. Bring that to there. Take that to there. Yeah, that'll do. And now, where are my services? Yeah, see, I've got 2 fire services in there because I don't want everything to burn down. But I can put one here. Like that, and I'll put a police station next to it. There. And let's get a medical clinic there. Let's check the piping. It needs some water. Oops. Still hearing a lot of houses pinging. I love hearing that noise. It means everything else in that area is working the way it should do. That ping noise is just, it means your city is working properly. Your houses are leveling up as they should do. Even your businesses are leveling up as well. And now we can add in more residential in this area here. And let's put a little bit of commercial just there and there. Nothing too crazy. And in terms of districts, I want to make that part of this district here, so I need to push this over like that. To make sure that those residents are covered by the education policy that I've set up, the schools out policy. Already we can see extra workers are starting to move in. That's good. We've got a couple of small businesses, but nothing over the top. And that there should also help feed more workers into this area. Traffic. I've got logging trucks coming down here. Why have I got logging trucks coming down here? I don't understand why logging trucks are using that road network there. Unless they're on these businesses here, which is possible. There's a lot of traffic that doesn't want to use that. That's clogging things up. So I think... yeah, look at that clog. That's bad. I think I'm going to take that road out. And need to change direction. That piece, and that piece. Spit them back out onto this bit here. Let's now reconnect this piece of road. Like that. Actually, let's change this direction that way. Let's change this like this. I have a plan. I have a cunning plan, as Baldrick would say. For those of you in America who don't know what the hell I'm talking about, I am talking of Blackadder. Brilliant, brilliant old British comedy series with Rowan Atkinson and Tony Robinson was Baldrick. It also had Stephen Fry and Hugh Laurie in it as well. Rick Mayall occasionally would guest in it. And set across multiple different time periods as well, across the 4 different series of Blackadder. So, let's see. I can build a little slip road, I think. Yeah, I'm going to build a slip road. So I need this. I need straight. It's going to run right here like that. And then join like that. And this is going to be that. So if I get to upgrade, this will be the fast exit for companies that don't want to use, or vehicles that don't want to use this road here. They don't need to use the station there. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to make that and this like this slip roads, and then we have a passing lane for stuff that wants to pull in and so on and so forth. It can all feed back onto there. I need to go in and do a little bit of moving and dezoning, so that needs to move because that's no longer in a useful position. Actually, I can get away with not having that there now, so let's just remove that entirely. Let's remove that and that. And what I also need to do is dezone in between these roads. Like that. I can also add in a touch more zoning there. there and there. Fill those back in again. Yeah, that should work. So we should start to see, here we go, look, see all that traffic coming off. My only concern is, again, it's a little crowded here. Maybe if I have to switch that back to that. Maybe make the roundabout bigger as well. Or, actually, this doesn't need to be a roundabout. At least not this way anyway. So, let's, if I remove this, like this. And what I can have is straight 6-lane connection like that. Bring that down. I need to reconnect that road. And that needs to be two-lane one-way traffic coming down like that. So what I can do here is actually separate the traffic like this. And then that way, we've got the option there, but if I also do that, I've got the option there for traffic to then come that way and then go that way, although, again, shouldn't need to. And then traffic to feed that way. And this one, I'm actually going to take underground. And then bring up and connect in there. A little convoluted maybe, but hopefully a little bit more efficient. Let's take that road out completely as well, see what that does. It'll certainly take some of the traffic coming in off this way. And what I'm going to do as well, as the last thing we do, is I'm going to upgrade that to 2 lanes. Try and filter a little bit more traffic in, perhaps. I mean, all the traffic looks to be just going into the 1 lane, but it does give the potential. I mean, it's going to be... Oh, he's turning, that's why. Yeah, well, let's see how that does. Okay, I'm getting a lot of traffic waiting, look. Nothing's wanting to feed back in there. And that's just feeding back into the estate again. So, if that's the case, how about... do that as well. So that traffic can feed back into the estate. And then I'll compensate for that. We'll need to change that direction. Which means we're going to have to change that direction. It's kind of just a work in progress, as you can tell, this area. But, in theory, This might improve traffic flow. There, you can see something then fed back in to go up to the top and then back around this way. I was kind of hoping that there'd be more taking advantage of the double lane system, but there doesn't seem to be. We are getting some traffic that's feeding off down here. Most of this traffic, let's see, I'm watching most of the traffic on this line here. Well, some of this stuff's feeding back in as well. Quite a lot of it seems to be feeding back in, actually, so if that's the case, how about feeding back in there? I'm going to keep playing around with this and see what works. Anyway, we're out of time, so thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and we'll be back with another episode of Jimsville and some more City Skylines PS4 action very soon.